Hello, Namaste.
Hello.
Thank you so much for joining in with me right now. How has your experience been with this React
It was
Nexus?
fun. It's a fun conference.
Right, sir. For the people who are going to know you for the first time, I wanted to kind of brief about yourself in a bit, so that
So I work at Meta for like 7.5 years.
right.
I open sourced a library called Stylex back in December. It's a CSS and JS library, but it's based on a compiler, so it doesn't have any of the downsides. And I work on the design system team. So I work on making the components that are used to build things like Facebook.
All right.
Yeah.
So what do you do basically at Facebook? If like for the people, younger ones, if they have to kind of understand your work, what do you do basically? Just to explain.
Okay,
how
so
would you do?
like the funny version is like when you see a button on Facebook and it doesn't work, that's my fault.
Okay.
But more like actually like what I work on is making sure everything looks right.
Right.
So and like works on mobile and desktop. So like one of my like things I spent a lot of time on is there's a people you may know slider. I made all the sliders on Facebook, so
right.
you can like slide them, like you can swipe on your
Slide, yeah.
trackpad or touch screen, and it all works because like
Right.
I was like I want it to work that way.
Let me ask you this:
Yeah.
like, what was the first time you got your hands on computer for the first time? Like, when? What was the year?
97.
97.
1997.
Okay.
My parents got a assembled computer from somebody in Panipat. I grew up in Panipat.
Right.
And the first thing I learned to do was make word art in Microsoft Word.
Word. All right.
And then
Okay.
I remember the first time I learned to program,
How old were you at the time?
I was 7.
7. Okay. 7 was the like time you kind of got your hands on computer
On a
for the first
computer, and in my school they used to have this game called Dangerous Dave.
Acha.
So I played lots of Dave in school.
All right.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me ask you this. What has been your all-time? I mean, the biggest mistake of your life. If you could have gone back to that point, or you could have altered maybe, then maybe you could have been at the different level. I mean, so far at this point of time, what do you think has been the biggest mistake?
No,
Is there?
so I made lots of mistakes.
All right. Is there
But
any?
I don't regret anything now because it's worked out fine.
Right.
So I was very good at school. I like in my 10th boards I got 97% in my computer science and
97%.
and 98 in 12th boards in computer science.
That's a good flex.
But then I went to St. Stephen's College.
Oh.
And then my percentage overall was 49% because I did not study in college.
Okay.
My attendance was like hovering around 30-40%. I was partying all the time. I was not attending class.
All right.
My teachers were like, "You were so smart. Why are you not trying?"
Right.
They tried to like give me responsibilities to teach other kids. I taught them better than I tried myself. So like.
Oh.
I did like so technically that was a very bad time in my life.
Right.
I didn't get any placements. Nobody would hire me. I didn't get any college admissions because my percentages were horrible.
Right.
But then, like out of necessity, I had to try things.
All right.
So I tried. I like since school I was into computers, design, publishing, like basically everything on a computer, from video editing to programming to designing.
Okay. What was the exact time you started off coding, by the way?
The exact time was in eighth
8th class.
eighth class.
Oh, means it seems like it's almost
2003.
yeah, it's more than 33 years you've been coding, right?
No, not
Like
33.
it's like
that would be
nice-
22 years.
22 years, right?
Technically, yeah.
Okay. So you've been coding for like 22 years now on. So what kept you motivated like throughout this
So
time?
firstly, like I haven't actually been programming for 22 years.
Acha.
Just because I did my first programming like 22 years ago, there were long gaps where I did not do anything. So
Alright.
throughout college, I didn't really do much programming,
Alright.
except for a few months.
Right.
But then also like just moving from thing to thing. So I like to, like I'm most productive when I'm learning.
Right.
So there's people who are goal oriented, who have like a vision. I am not one of those people. I am a very experience driven person.
Okay.
So when I'm learning, I'm having fun. So I keep trying to do things where I'm learning new things.
Oh, this leads me to the contrary to the fact that I heard this saying that people can't live without the purpose. You said that you don't have any goal. You're driven with the experiences that you're having.
Yeah.
I mean, how? I mean, I'm not able to comprehend.
Goals don't motivate me. Like I can't. Like people ask me, where do you see yourself in 5 years, whatever. I'm like, I can see things, but like I can't motivate myself to do things I don't enjoy just because I want to get to something necessarily.
Alright.
But if I mix my work with some things that are fun, then I can keep going even if it's going nowhere.
Fair enough.
So, like there are like I open source Stylex. But I wasn't working on Stylex with the goal of open sourcing it.
Acha.
I was enjoying the work to do it.
Acha.
Like, and it's like the constant, like people internally at Meta for the longest time were enjoying the work, so they liked it, so I kept on going. And now that it's open source and people use it and they give me, that's what gives me motivation, the day-to-day. The day-to-day experience, not that 5 years in the future something will happen. That does not motivate
You're not sure,
me.
right? Okay, apart from these all the technical stuff, I mean, I'm going to ask you the last question. What makes you happy in life?
Experiences.
Experiences?
Yeah. The experiences make me happy. They can be all sorts. They're not programming necessarily.
Right.
I like music a lot. I like go to music festivals. Those are experiences.
Right.
I like traveling. That makes me happy.
Okay.
So
one advice for the youngsters who are kind of getting into this IT
So
sector.
my only advice, I've learned this lesson because you must have seen for many years people were like, everyone should code. And they were like, oh, everyone can learn to program and then you'll make money. And then lots of people were tricked into careers they are not, that they don't enjoy.
Right.
And so my only advice is do not do things you don't enjoy.
Fair.
Like don't chase money, chase what you enjoy and the money will come.
Fair enough. Thank you so much, Namal sir, for joining in.
No problem.
It was nice talking to you, sir.